So a couple of weeks ago, I finally got to see the London theatre show of Matilda the Musical with my girlfriend. And I realised that I wouldn't have had a video for a week longer than this if I didn't do this, so here we are. Besides, this is just really easy for me to talk about because Matilda is a story that means so much to me, and the theatre show was amazing, so I thought I'd throw this in as a one-off theatre video because why not? I did make a video on Pingu once, so anything goes at this point. For those of you who don't know, Matilda is a book released in 1988 by Roald Dahl, a very popular children's author in the UK. Other books of his have been adapted into films to varying degrees of success. First is James and the Giant Peach, which is just silly but still unique in its own way, blending what I can only imagine is stop motion with realistic effects, which released in 1996. The second is Wes Anderson's very beloved and artistic depiction of Fantastic Mr. Fox, which was more recent, being a 2009 release. However, Matilda has two films, because she's extra special. The first one released the same year as James and the Giant Peach, and is a near-perfect film adaptation, minus the fact that it is not actually set in England, and the biggest giveaway of this is that they don't wear uniforms to school. And then in 2022, Netflix released a film adaptation of the musical for a limited theatrical run in the UK before it released on the streaming service the following summer. It was okay. I'm happy it was set in England this time around, but I didn't love the story changes that the musical story brings, and at the time I didn't love the songs that much. But it goes without saying that the theatre changed my mind on that. And with that being said, let's discuss the theatre show at the Cambridge Theatre in London. Now, I was really looking forward to seeing this due to it being Matilda on stage, and was it worth it? Yes, the answer is yes. What has always fascinated me about the theatre is the technical aspect of it, because it's actually live, especially for a show like this in London. This isn't a local panto, it's a high-level production, and it's so impressive how the different locations are ingrained into the stage and transition seamlessly. For example, different backdrops come in from the side, some stuff pops up out the floor, and for one section, including the acrobat and escapologist, it has a tall shadow video. It all runs so seamlessly, and it's even more impressive when you realise that in set pieces like Miracle, it's young children pushing the tables around, doing it every day without messing it up. It's extremely impressive because I 100% would, but hey, that's why they're in the show and I'm not. From a technical standpoint, it's phenomenal, and I'm sure the theatre always is because this is the only one I've seen, so I don't actually know. And it just was amazing regardless of it being the only one that I've seen. And speaking of amazing, the songs are also exactly that. When I watched the film, I really wasn't a huge fan of the songs. Naughty, When I Grow Up, and Revolting Children were my favourites. Even then, When I Grow Up breaks out in the film out of nowhere. But the set pieces for Bruce in the film is great, but it wasn't my favourite song when I watched the film. However, in the musical, the songs work so much better in their natural environment of a theatre show. Naughty, Quiet, The Hammer, Bruce, the school song, and Revolting Children are my absolute favourites from the theatre show, and they just work so much better in the theatre. All the others also do work better in the show as well, and Miracle is so much better on stage because for some reason in the film they had obnoxious oversaturated colours, and obviously the theatre show doesn't have that, but thank God it does because I really hated that in the film. So the songs are great, and hearing my already favourites live was really special as well. But I do want to touch on the story changes. I dislike them. I think the physical education segment with the Trunchbull is actually just as good as her teaching the class in the classroom, because it's more in line with her Olympic backstory, and the same stuff gets accomplished with the new and Matilda's powers. But I do think touching the scene of her at the Trunchbull's house is unfortunate, as it helped us feel Miss Honey's tragic backstory more, as well as setting up the finale. But instead, the musical opts to have Matilda accidentally imagine up Miss Honey's own backstory throughout the show, and it takes up a lot of the story. It's not even inherently a bad backstory, but it's just the fact Matilda guessed exactly what it was. I guess it's to show that she has special powers before the newt scene. Problem is, it just doesn't work. She's incredibly smart due to having shitty parents and having to learn everything herself, and has telekinesis to fight evil. She cannot randomly guess someone's backstory. Even after watching the show, I don't like it. The film, I hated it in the film and I hate it here. Newt should come sooner and allow for Matilda to visit Miss Trunchbull's like she does in the film and book. But at the end of the day, am I complaining too much about changes to a children's story? Maybe, but it is one that means the world to me, and seeing it play out live in front of me was really special. Films are good, but the live experience is amazing as well, and it was 100% worth it. So let's rank it in sections. The film, I believe I gave 7 out of 10, although the original is a 9 out of 10. The songs, 9 out of 10. Story, 9 out of 10. But overall, as an experience, and whether you should watch it, 10 out of 10. The theatre is a wonderful new experience for me, so I'm definitely going to have to go at some point to Les Mis and Phantom of the Opera and Back to the Future. Matilda still has all the heart and feel of Roald Dahl, and I'm so grateful to my girlfriend for coming with me because she had no interest in it whatsoever. It was amazing and worth it, and I highly recommend it. Peace out.